morning. My name is Eric Wells, and I'm here to talk to you today about CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. But why? Why are we here to talk about CPR? Well, see the picture on the wall? That explains it all right there. Poor guy's laying on the ground, and he's the only one in that group that knows CPR. Do you want it to be you? Do you want it to be you? None of us want to be that guy laying on the ground, the only one that knows how to do CPR. That is why we are here today. Now, why should you listen to me? Why should I be here talking to you about this? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because CPR is easy to learn. It's very simple to learn. Anybody can do it. And most importantly, it will save lives. We're not going to teach you CPR today, though, but I am going to explain to you and express to you the importance of it and why you need to learn it. But before we can do any of that, we must go all the way back in time. We must go through the history of CPR. What is it all about? CPR goes all the way back into the 1740s. The Paris Academy, people there thought it would be a good idea to try and perform CPR on drowning victims. And guess what? It worked. It must have worked. We're still doing it today. But it didn't stop there. It was in 1767 in Amsterdam. If anyone's ever been to Amsterdam, you know there's a lot of water there. Canals everywhere. Well, a few civic-minded people there thought it'd be a good idea to do CPR, rescue breaths, into the victims of drownings. And guess what? It worked. It saved lives. CPR did not start in the United States as we know it until the 1960s. That's the first time CPR was ever looked at in the United States. And it wasn't until the 70s that in Seattle, Washington, a gentleman named Cobb started to teach it full term to large groups of people. And it spread from there. CPR is very, very useful. Let's talk a little bit about that. What is CPR? Let's just talk about the basics. It's giving rescue breaths, breathing into somebody's mouth. It's doing chest compressions. And how many? I know, you think maybe it's a lot. It's not. 30 chest compressions. That's it. That's all it is. 2 rescue breaths. Anyone can do that, right? So 30 compressions, 2 rescue breaths, 3 or 4 times. That's like a minute out of your life. Now, it doesn't just stop there, but again, we're not teaching you how to do it here, folks. But a minute of your life may all it needs for you to learn to do CPR on somebody. Why would you have to do CPR? Well, I'm going to tell you why. We have these things in the medical world. Before I go any further, let me just remind you, or just explain to you, why I'm here. I've been doing CPR instruction for over 15 years. I've performed CPR. I know what I'm talking about, folks. I wouldn't be up here harping on this if I didn't believe in it and I didn't know it worked. So, in the world of CPR, we have 3 killers. That's what we call them, the killers. You have a heart attack, and you have a brain attack. And you've heard of that as a stroke. Now, how many people have known someone who's had a stroke or suffered a heart attack? A lot of hands are raised out there. Well, those are 2 of the killers. The brain, or part of the brain, or part of the heart die. It stops working right. CPR can help that. Many of your hands went up, so you know that it's true. People suffer this illness all the time. But the number 1 killer, the number 1 reason we want to do CPR is called cardiac arrest. Now, a lot of people think sudden cardiac arrest is the same thing as a heart attack. Well, it's not, folks. Let me tell you. Sudden cardiac arrest is when your heart's electrical system stops working and the heart beats erratically. Really, with that, you need to get a defibrillator to the person. But an AED is the only thing that's going to get them in the heart back into its rhythm. But CPR is going to keep them alive long enough to get it there. I don't have to tell you, I don't have to explain it to you further than that. If someone's suffering cardiac arrest, they're going to die. Period. CPR can help that. Is that reason enough for you to learn it? Let's go into some facts and figures. Sudden cardiac arrest, it's the #1 killer of people in the United States annually. An estimated 424,000 deaths per year. That's about 1 every minute of the day. But let's not stay local, let's go global, because it's also the #1 killer globally. 17.3 million people. Now, I don't have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that that's a big number. Big number. You're going to see in a little while, CPR can save a lot of those people. Is that big enough to get you to take CPR? Well, if you think of it this way, cardiac arrest kills more people than breast cancer, lung cancer, and HIV combined. And those are some of the biggest illnesses we've ever had. Cardiac arrest beats them all. All of them. What is CPR? What else can we do with CPR? I know you're looking at me thinking, cardiac arrest, heart attack, whatever. What about drownings? Talked about at the beginning. Paris, Amsterdam. People drown all the time. People drown in your pool, people drown in their bathtubs. Choking. People choke on things all the time. And CPR might be needed to get them back into the groove of life. But it's not just that. What about children? What about choking kids? What about infants? Every day we have children, infants dying, choking, drowning. What if it was your child? What if it was a friend's child? What if no one in the room knew CPR and couldn't save this child? Is that reason enough to take CPR? How does CPR save lives? Well, I'm going to tell you. A couple of the basics. We talked about compressions, we talked about breathing. Compressions. Compression down the chest. It pumps blood through the body, from the heart, through the body, to the feet, to the head, to all the organs. When the heart's not beating, that blood's not flowing, things are dying. We talk about breaths. That blood has to have oxygen in it. Well, how is that oxygen going to get into someone who's not breathing? Your rescue breaths are going to do that. It's going to put that blood into that person. So you have oxygenated blood going in with your breaths. You've got compressions sending that blood around. And guess what? That person might live. Something about CPR that you need to know. For every second that someone is unconscious due to cardiac arrest, their life or ability for them to live drops immensely. 5-7% a minute. That's a lot. But as you come down and give them CPR, you might extend those few minutes until EMS can get on scene and take care of that person. Now I'm going to give you the biggest number, the biggest thing. If I haven't convinced you yet, saving lives, saving friends' lives, not being the guy on the screen who's the only one who can't do CPR, and he's the one laying on the ground. Here's some numbers for you. Here's some facts, cold hard facts. Back in 2014, there were over 420,000 victims of CPR, and only 40% of them received CPR. And of those 40%, 10% survived. 10%. Shoot forward 2 years to 2016. There were only 350,000 heart attacks or CPR people that were sudden cardiac arrest. Well, that number is good that it dropped. People were taking care of themselves, they're eating healthier, they're not smoking. But of those folks, over 46% got CPR, because most people are learning CPR. More people are doing CPR. And of those 46% of people that got it, over 12% survived. That's a 2% increase. Now, what's 2%? You say, well, 2% is a lot. 2% is immense when you're talking 400,000 people. Folks, I don't think I have to do anything else. We can look back now and we can see cold hard facts that CPR works, that CPR makes a difference. Now I challenge you, each and every one of you, if you don't believe that CPR is worth it, if you don't think CPR is a good thing, I can't stop you. But I challenge each and every one of you to go find a CPR class. And I take that one step further. I challenge you and you and you and everyone in this room, take a friend with you. Learn it. You're talking about a few hours of your time, and you may never have to use it. But what if you do? What if you're the only one that knows it, and you're the victim? Don't you want your friend to know how to do it too? I'll be standing by if anyone has any questions. Thank you for your time.